we would send representatives, according to the Constitution, to our various places. And beyond that, they were to represent us according to the Constitution. First and foremost. Secondly, according to the majority of the district, as they understood, which meant they had to be back. Welcome. Good to see you. They had to represent us as the majority in the district. So you got to know what the majority says, what they think, what they want. Again, within the confines of the Constitution. I've made clear during my 16 years in the State House representing Lenawee County, and then my one term in Congress representing the 7th District. The only reason I would violate the majority of people in this district if I clearly knew what that was. That's why we held the town hall. Sent out the questionnaires and things like that. The only way I'd violate that is if they violate the Constitution. If the majority of my people say, that's fine. That's fine. We can debate the Constitution. Far easier we can debate someone who won't listen to us and represent us. So there's where we're at right now. I'm in a race, as I said, for the nomination in the primary as a Republican candidate. I'm a conservative. Conservative first and foremost. The Republican platform meets my conservative. Sadly, for too long, the Republican image out there and actions by too many didn't line up with the Republican principles, the conservative principles. So let me tell you where I stand. And I read this for you, so, and some of you have heard me do this almost every single meeting. And I read it from my brain on my head. But for an object lesson, that you can turn to me at any time should you give me the privilege to represent you again. You can say, hey, Walberg, I have a little concern. What you said or something you've done. Pull that brain off your head and go to that section where you said, this is how I stand. So, I'm Tim Walberg, and this is where I stand. I stand for our founding principles. Principles that include belief in God, our Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. I stand for freedom. Freedom to start a business, to choose your doctor, what you drive, what you eat, and to carry a gun. Teach and raise your own children, and to live your own life. I stand for personal responsibility. Let's encourage positive, common sense, good behavior, and discourage bad behavior. I stand for limited government. That includes government that's limited in regulation, limited spending, limited taxing, and limited borrowing. I stand for life and all the other American traditional values. Now that's where I stand. And that's where I'm telling you where I stand. And that's what you can hold my feet to the fire on. But I'll tell you something more important, even than that. Because so often the old saw says, man, all these candidates sound so good. And then we elect them. What happens? Well, in my case, I'm the only proven principled conservative in this race. Bar none. There is no one else that has a record. They'll all try to sound good, and they may believe it, but they've not been tested. You don't have an 18-year consistent, constitutionally supported record of conservative representation for the people of this district. I've lived here 32 years, right here in Lenawee County, your neighbor. I've been in 4-H programs and church activities and community activities. We know this district, and it's our home. 4-H, you name it, has been the life that has encouraged our family. And when we go to Washington, if you give me that privilege, I will have the opportunity not simply to think about what it might be back in the district, but to know from experience. The key difference in this, or the key issue in this race, as we will find out, between Mark Schauer and myself, is that while he puts his trust in big government, and just look at his voting record, 96% with Nancy Pelosi and Barack Obama, 96%. The average of Democrat votes in relationship to Pelosi and Barack Obama is 90%. Mark Schauer's forgotten where this district is.